Like, share and subscribe. And remember to turn on notifications to never miss another Cobra Kai video again. And now let's begin. While we all wait for Cobra Kai Season 3 to air, we will tell the story of Aisha's departure from Season 3, written by the writer next door. The story presumably starts with Aisha coming to terms with her departure for London, presumably after the events of Season 2, that left Miguel in the hospital, Robbie on the run from the law, and the Cobra Kai dojo being blamed for the events that led to the all-out brawl between Samantha, Tory and members of Daniel's and Johnny's feuding dojos. Aisha has to move to London and her parents are gonna stay behind in California as they need to stay here to keep living financially as they do. Aisha doesn't know that yet though, but they're a family in London that can take care of Aisha. Aisha has some unexpected news before she leaves though on her last day at West Valley High. As Aisha walked into West Valley High on her last day, she was feeling many things. Anger, fear, a little bit LF excitement, but also upset. She was angry that Cobra Kai, her favorite place, had been taken away and that most of her friends there treated her like she was a traitor. Especially Hawk. Her fear was about Miguel. She was terrified that she might never see him again. She couldn't bear it if he wouldn't. She had to admit though that she was feeling a little excited about moving. She didn't want to at all, but a fresh start might be good. She could meet new people there and make new friends. But she would definitely miss her friends here. She was also upset about leaving though. As Aisha processed this, she noticed Yasmin was standing right in front of her. Yasmin looked like she had a lot to say. Like she wanted to say something for a while, but now was just the right time. Aisha looked at her suspiciously. Then Yasmin spoke. "I'm sorry." Aisha took this in. 4 months ago would have thought Yasmin was lying. But lately she has gotten experience at being able to tell that someone was or wasn't lying. Yasmin seemed to be telling the truth and Aisha's senses had yet to fail her. "Explain, Yasmin," said Aisha. "The bell rings. I gotta go. Can we talk about this at lunch?" asks Yasmin. Aisha thinks about this. She's starting to think this could be some prank and Yasmin could have spent this summer trying to look sincere but not actually being sincere. But Aisha also knows she won't be able to stop thinking about it unless she does. She doesn't want to leave California with that hanging over her head. "Okay, I'll see you then." Aisha saw Yasmin sitting alone at a table and goes to sit across from her. Yasmin actually smiled at her. "Hey. Hi. All right then, what's this apology?" asked Aisha. Yasmin looks like she's trying to find the words. Aisha decided to wait for her to speak. "Everyone was really impressed with what happened at the canyon party. Everyone was calling me a bullying bitch. I decided I wanted to see what was the big deal. I learned that stuff similar to what I have done to you has caused people to commit suicide," said Yasmin. She looked like those last few words had choked her. Aisha was pretty shocked to hear that. She never thought Yasmin would ever be able to look back on her bullying and be horrified. "I realized I could have caused that for you. Because of my stupid prank, you might have done that to yourself. I couldn't believe THST could have happened. I'm really sorry," said Yasmin. Tears were starting to fall down her cheeks slowly now and she couldn't even look at Aisha. If Aisha was shocked before, it was nothing compared to now. She just knew Yasmin wasn't faking. Her tears started to fall down and they didn't seem like she was faking. She didn't start crying too early or too late. Aisha is convinced Yasmin is genuinely sorry and full of regret. "Look at me, Yasmin." Yasmin turned to Aisha. "I forgive you." Yasmin looked relieved. She even gave Aisha a hug. That convinced Aisha more than anything. But there was something on her mind. "Yasmin, I am really glad you apologized to me. But there is a lot of other people you have to say sorry to as well. Sam is one of them," said Aisha. Yasmin nodded determinedly. "I know this doesn't change the past, but I'm hoping yous can forgive me. I'm trying to start a new life where I'm not being a bully anymore. I've learned the bad things that can happen when people are bullied and I don't ever want to cause something like that," said Yasmin. She has said it many times. She said it to Sam, the jerk, Dimitri, the losers, and Hawk, the champion, although he had no concern for what she had to say, along with many others. A lot of people did seem quite touched by what Yasmin had to say. Moon had to admit it was a big step for her. Sam had started to change as well. She realized how easy it was to lose what you have after what happened to Miguel, Robbie and Miyagi-Do. She decided to forgive Yasmin as she was definitely sincere. She decided the best way for Yasmin to keep this up was to sit with some people she believed that forgave her. Like the Miyagi-Do table. Yasmin liked that idea. Aisha and Moon sat there as well when the second lunch came around. I really appreciate you guys forgiving me. Yous are making this easier on me than I deserve, said Yasmin. Sam smiled at seeing how much Yasmin really wants to change. Well, my dad once said a person with no forgiveness in their heart is living in a worse punishment than death. I'm lately starting to realize he was right, said Sam, thinking of Miguel and Robbie. I like that. I think it's true, said Moon. Yasmin looked like she was stuck in deep thought after hearing that. Aisha walked out of the school with Sam. She couldn't believe she'd never walk in or out again. Sam stopped and looked Aisha straight in the eye. So, do you think there's any chance you'll like London? Asked Sam. Aisha had been wondering about this. She decided to just go in with a good attitude and see what happened from there. I hope so. I'm gonna be positive and see what happens, said Aisha. Sam smiled. She then looked like she wanted to say so much more. But then she just hugged Aisha. Aisha was certain she was trying to say a lot with this hug. Aisha hugged her back and tried to do the same. Have a great time in London, Aisha. Thanks, Sam. And that ends this chapter. The second chapter will have her saying goodbye to Tory and Moon. I hope you all enjoyed this chapter and I hope I made Yasmin's redemption believable. Did you enjoy this Cobra Kai story? Would you like to see a part 2? Let us know in the comments. Turn on notifications to never miss another Cobra Kai video ever again. And we'll catch you in the next. Peace.